I want to thank all of the listeners that have donated in the last 14 hours or so to the Infowars MoneyBomb.com second annual Money Bomb. About $180,000 has come in so far. They're about to update the big board. That is at $173,000. About $9,000 is coming in an hour. The Money Bomb officially runs for 24 hours, and last time it raised about $200,000 in 24 hours. And then the next 24 hours, another $49,000 came in. So we just rounded off and say $250,000 came in. And that sounds like a lot. And that is a lot when you have hundreds and hundreds, well, really thousands of people. It was more than 2,000 donors last time, giving $5, $10 on average. But you have to remember the reason I've been successful is not that I do a lot of research or have a lot of great guests. That's part of it. But it's also because we take the money that comes in to this operation and we put it back into expanding what we're doing and always trying to make it better. And $250,000 sounds like a lot, but really the biggest drain here at the office, for those just now joining us for the first time, we only do this fundraising once a year, and this is the second annual. I've been doing this 13 plus years, and so for 11 of it, I never did fundraising. But we're doing it now because listeners pointed out, hey, look, Ron Paul and everybody else is doing money bombs. Why don't you do one? And then I said, I'm not going to do one. I'm just too busy buying my books and videos. If you want to support us, and I'll put it back into all the free stuff we put out. And then volunteers separately. Eric Nordstrom started it, and I kind of ignored it for about a month. And they said, hey, in 2 weeks is the Money Bomb. Aren't you going to get behind this? And so I did. And to be quite honest with you, we wouldn't even have any backup money in the bank for this company and this operation if we wouldn't have had the Money Bomb last year. We have about that amount sitting there for emergencies or in case the total economy imploded. We'd be able to operate 3 or 4 months, maybe. And there's a serious chance of that happening. Most corporations run with no backup and everything goes to the executives. And then in any crisis, it just folds in. We're here to run at a negative, if it ever comes down to that, 4 to 6 months, maybe even longer than 6 months. 3 to 4 months at current spending rates, but we would tighten up our belt very quickly and maybe even be able to push that out 6 to 8 months if we slashed all of the cost we have. But we did the math: $300,000+ a year for bandwidth and IT. 80% of that's bandwidth, and the rest of it is IT. That alone, that $300,000+ is very hard nut for us to crack. But we have a lot of great sponsors and a lot of great listeners that support the sponsors, so we're able to do that. And also make films that cost a lot for me, that it's inexpensive for big filmmakers, but $100,000 to make a documentary conservatively. We're making one right now that's way over budget on that because I've interviewed we've flown people probably 6, 7 places already. They're about to fly 5 more places to interview people. Wait till you see this next Obama film. I'm not going to say it's going to dwarf Obama deception. They're two separate things, but Obama's done so many more bad things since then and been such a puppet that we're going to get into that and eugenics and the whole master plan and everything. But that is going on right now. And we did a lot in a year. And the Money Bomb really helped us do that. I wouldn't have been confident enough to do what we've done because if we wouldn't have done the Money Bomb last year, we would be running on fumes right now. With what we've built, but it gave us that little bit of emergency cushion or kind of a parachute in case the economy degraded into a depression faster than we had thought it might, but there was a possibility of that. Now more than ever, there is a very, very serious possibility that we could be in road warrior type situations or approaching that with rioting around the country and serious crises that the establishment or engineering a year from now, coming up next summer. And so more importantly than ever, if I'm going to keep doing what we're doing and expand what we're doing, we need your support. And a lot of folks have stepped up to the plate. I want to thank all of you out there for doing that. And again, 100% of the Money Bomb money that comes in will be allotted from the capital reserves here in the office to go to expanding what we're doing and building the TV studio. What happened is, and I'm proud of the amount of work we got done, but boy, was it a lot. Because when you're busy doing your radio show, writing the scripts for films, paying the bills, doing IT stuff, working with employees, everything else that goes on in life. When you're a small business person, you know this, just the stuff you have to do. Well, this is more than just a business, but we've got to run it as a business to keep it operating. And then all the political attacks and all the interviews and everything else. I'm just letting you know kind of where we stand here as the Infowars Command Center. Kind of give you an inside scoop on that. We had the money bomb a year ago, and then we started looking for real estate. It was all too expensive. We were in a less than 3,000 square foot building crammed in there. It was really nightmarish, like a submarine was what it was described as, and bad power coming into the building. It was a 80-year-old building, all sorts of problems. And we had another small, tiny office, so together about 4,500 square feet. We moved into this 7,800 square foot facility, and that took 3 months to find it. Then about a month to do contract negotiations and get it. Then about 2 months to renovate it because it was an empty warehouse, add walls and things. And then a month or two racing to build these studios. And then we moved in here. We've been here about 4.5, 5 months doing the show out of here, as you know. And I just really think about the great job that the crew did here. It's so hard to go from 10 employees to 20. And it's so hard that while you're doing all of that to expand and keep doing everything else you were doing. It's like, you know, you're running in place almost, doing your accounting and cutting the hedges at the same time. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's like 50 plates and dishes and pots and pans in your hands. We did it, though. Thanks to your support, we were able to do it. And now we're in 7,800 square feet. It's a lot easier to be able to have some breathing room. We've already run out of space. We've got a tiny area out there, as we've done the live tour we've shown people, that I could put a little TV studio in. You learn as you go, but I'm going ahead with it regardless of how successful this money bomb is. And it looks like it's going to be just as successful or more so than last year, thanks to you out there. I'm going to go ahead and sign the lease tomorrow. And they're making me do a 5-year because this is like less than half of what a lot of other warehouse space is in town. We're kind of out on the edge of town because it's really expensive. I'm going to go ahead and launch tomorrow, signing that. I've got the paperwork in there for tomorrow. Haggle them down quite a bit. And we're going to move. But this time I think I'm going to show people the warehouse next door. I think I'm going to go in there with a camera next week once the lease is signed and show people it all empty. So 12 months later, we can go and they can see it all, and the TV studio and the equipment. And, oh, we didn't put out 2 films this year. We put out 5. Oh, you know, and, oh, they're free on the web and 100 million people have seen them. You know, I mean, think of what we're doing. We're revolutionizing things. We're challenging the establishment. We're taking on the new world order. And it's all because of you. People keep giving me credit. They keep giving my crew credit. And we deserve that credit, but all together with you as well for what you've done. You know, I remember back in 1995 when I first started getting on the air locally. And I had no idea that because I was doing Access TV and learned how to edit video, and I was splicing my own audio cuts for local radio, back with the old splicers with tape and putting them in machines and cutting my promos and, you know, getting paid $200 a week and living in a tiny apartment with cockroaches running around everywhere the size of chihuahuas, that this would end up happening. I was just trying to fight the New World Order, do my small piece against them. Who wouldn't fight them? And to know that we've been able to make all these films and do all of this, and that when I made that first film, America Destroyed by Design, in 1997, that when I put it out, that thousands of people ordered it, and that allowed me to full-time do this. I was doing radio, TV, and a 9-to-5 job. I could then do this full-time, and I could then start hiring a few people and expanding what I did. And if I would have ever have known my work would have been this important to the fight against the globalist, I would have worked 10 times harder back then. I mean, I worked hard, but I had no idea that I would have this mission and that so many people would look to me for leadership and listen to what I have to say. It's a great responsibility and humbling, and I don't think I'm even up to the job, but really nobody else is. We're all human. None of us are perfect, so we just got to decide we're going to do the best job we can and move forward. And it's been an amazing adventure. And I haven't compromised my morals or my value in any way. And I've met so many wonderful people. And I salute all of you that first supported me back in the 1996, 97, buying that film, America Destroyed by Design. that I borrowed money from my dad to make. Cost probably about $10,000 to make.